Want to see exactly how a brand is built and created? Well, in this series, I'm taking you behind the scenes as I create a brand completely from scratch. And in today's episode, we're going to start looking at packaging. So when it comes to packaging, there's two elements. First of all, there's the primary packaging, which is packaging the actual product, and then there's the shipping packaging, which is how we package it up when we send it off. So when it comes to e-commerce business, the packaging of sending it off is really important because that adds to that experience, because we don't have a shop that we can decorate up and brand and make that whole experience when they walk into a shop. So we need to make sure that the unboxing adds to the experience in that way. So that shipping packaging we're going to look at next week, and today we're going to look at packaging the actual product. Now when it comes to packaging the actual product, when we're thinking about what we want to do, we need to think about, first of all, where it's going to go, placement, and also functionality of that packaging. So if you've got an item that's just going to be in stores, then you want packaging that's going to stand out on the shelf and is going to look good when it's on the shelf. Or if it's going to be hung up in a shop, how can we make it so the packaging can be hung up, and how can we make sure that looks good and stands out as well? However, if it's an e-commerce site, we've got to think about shipping. So we've got to make sure that whatever we do with the packaging, it doesn't interfere with the shipping of it. So for example, if you've got something that's quite thin and small and it can be sent letter rate, you don't want to then add packaging that bulks it up, makes it really big, and is going to make it more costly to ship, or add too much weight to it. And then there's functionality things like thinking, do I need to add care instructions? Do I need to be adding things like my website onto it? Is there some legal things involved? So if you're selling things like skincare, there's some certain legal requirements in what needs to be on the packaging. The same with food. So you need to think about the legal requirements and also what the end customer might need. And then there's the branding side of it. So we want to think about how we can keep it on brand. So not just using things like our logo and colors and all those sort of things, but also adding to the brand experience. So thinking about our brand values and our brand story and mission, and how we want to think about that and how it affects our branding. So for example, if we've got values around being eco-friendly, then you want to make sure that you're using packaging materials that reflect that. Or if your brand value is all about having fun, then you want packaging that's fun and exciting. So you're going to think back about those values and how you can put that into the way you package. So for my products, there's two things I want to look at. Firstly, I decided, since I'm going to have an e-commerce business and I'm going to be sending things in the mail, and I want to add to that whole experience of unboxing and things like that, that I wanted to add a little freebie in there and sort of add a bit of a packaged experience to that freebie. So the freebie is something that I've called the confidence booster. So it's just a regular small scrunchie that I've made up using some of the scrap fabrics from the main products. Made a fun little scrunchie that then has a tag on it that has a little confidence boosting thing on it. So something like it says, "You're amazing, you're inspiring," something that's going to give someone a little confidence boost, and they're getting that as a fun little freebie. And then I'm packaging that up by putting it on a thank you postcard and then putting that into a plastic sleeve to keep it safe and keep it separate. So the postcard is where I'm getting creative with the packaging. I've used my branded gingham pattern on the back, and then I've also put one of those daisies in the middle, and then I've carefully placed that daisy in a way so that when you put the scrunchie on top, you can see that little daisy peeking through in the middle. And then I've also got the thank you details on it. So, you know, because someone's opening this package up, I'm saying thank you for your purchase, and then a little bit about what this freebie is, and then I've also got my website and the logo on it as well. So for me, it's a way of tying in the thank you element of a package, but also making it really branded and fun. So the next part of the packaging is packaging the actual product itself. So I decided for this that since I'm going to be mailing them, I don't want anything that adds too much bulk, and because I'm an e-commerce business and I'm not going to be hanging them so much on shelves, I don't want one of those hanger things that you often see on scrunchies and headbands, but instead I was going to add a tag. So I'll show you a little bit of the research I did. I first had a look around at what other people were doing in terms of packaging, and a lot of things I noticed were things that were more suitable for in a store. But then I also saw some cool ideas of just people adding tags or putting them in nice boxes. And you know, it depended on how they wanted to position the brand, of how luxury they wanted to make it. Some people want to make it real luxury and high-end by putting it in a beautiful box. And I wanted it to be a little bit more that high street level where it's not super luxury, but it feels a little bit more special and a little bit more unique than something that you're going to find in like Kmart or Target. So to add to that positioning and the brand experience, I've created just basically a simple tag where I've just got my logo and website on it. It basically just looks like a business card, and I got these printed through Vistaprint, and rather than asking for a business size, they had, I think it was either called a voucher or tag, something like that, but basically it was just a little bit longer than a business card, which allows then for adding that hole punch, and so it sort of doubles as a business card in a way, because someone can keep it like a business card because it's got the website on it, but then I'm using it as a tag for the product. Now, rather than having to get individual tags printed for each different product, what I've done is just get the one tag printed, which then saves on the production cost, and then I'm putting the holes in myself, and then I'm going to add stickers on the back, and these stickers are where I get more interesting with the branding. So I've got creative here with the copywriting. So I've made the copy here fun, and I've added also, you know, the important things like care directions and the website and all that sort of detail and what the product is that they've purchased, but done it in a way where I've made the copy fun and interesting, and it makes it feel special to the person on the other end. So I've thought about my brand in that way of making it feel fun and playful, and also making the person on the other end feel good. So what I've done is just printed these on sticker paper, and then I'm sticking them on the back of the tags. So in order to prepare these tags, I just have to hole punch them, put those stickers on the back, and then put the thread through and attach it to the product. Now the thread hasn't arrived yet, so I can't show you that yet, but basically it's just a thin blue thread, and I decided to go with blue because it just adds a little bit more pop of color to things, which just makes it a little bit more playful and fun, and in a way it's a little bit unexpected because you're probably just used to seeing white, cream or black threads on tags. So by adding that pop of color, it just makes it a little bit more playful and a little bit more unexpected and fun. So that's basically all I've got for the packaging of the actual product. Now as you can see, I've kept it really basic when it comes to the packaging of the actual product, because it's something that's going to be shipped, and because it's something that doesn't need a lot of details on it. So something like a skincare product or a food product, you're going to need to add a lot more details, so packaging is going to be a lot more important and something that you really need to think about. But a product like this, you don't want to overdo it, because we don't want lots of waste where we're adding unnecessary, you know, excessive packaging just for the sake of it. So we don't need to go overboard, but we can still make it fun and branded. So it's always about considering firstly functionality of what needs to be included, you know, legal requirements, and also what the customer needs to know, and then also if it's going to be sent or put in a shop, and then thinking about how you can add that branding experience to it. So next week we're going to dive into the shipping packaging and looking at that, and I'm quite excited for that one because I think that's where we can have a lot of fun. But I'll see you next week as we dive into the next part of packaging. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you'll know exactly when that video comes out, and I'll see you then.